Hello, this is a Columbia College Chicago Library video intended for students in the Trend-Setting course in Fashion Studies. This video will take you to the research guide designed especially for this course and take a look at some of the tools that will be very helpful for you in doing the research for the assignment. And in a separate video, we'll take a look inside a couple of those tools. So to get to the guide on the library page, you'll want to go down to the quick links and choose the research guides. The research guides are guides that librarians develop with both subscription databases through the library as well as free internet sites that are useful for your research in various areas of study. The Fashion Studies Guide is a very well-developed guide, as you can see when we open it here. But today we're going to focus only on a particular portion of the guide. So we're going to go into the Trends and Industry News section and then down to 20th Century Trends. So this box has the tools that you will find helpful for this assignment. One of them is called the American Decades. This source takes each of the decades of the 20th century, so from the 1900s through the 1990s, and for each decade it breaks down sort of the big picture of areas like the arts, business, education, fashion, politics, law, etc. Very, very useful for getting a sense of what a decade was like. There's a related source called Primary Sources. This one works the same way, but it focuses on primary documents as opposed to secondary articles summarizing the era. The New York Times Historical Archive is an excellent source. This is a newspaper archive, so you can go into any particular year and search for certain topics and limit to certain kinds of articles. And what you get is basically a scan of the newspaper from the date you're looking at, which would include the ads and many of the photographs that would have been in the original newspaper on that day. We also have the Vogue Archive, which is all the content from the beginning of the publication in the late 19th century up through the current issues, and then also a couple of Chicago Historical Archive newspaper databases. So as I said, there will be a separate video on how to use American Decades and another video on using the newspaper archives. Remember that you can always get help from a librarian. Anytime you see the live chat button, there's a librarian available to talk to you immediately. We can do screen sharing and help fix problems or direct you to resources to aid in your research. And you can also use the email anytime, even when live chat is not available. Email is available, and we'll get back to you at the most within 24 hours, usually during the week in much less time. And thank you for your time.